Just thought I'd get a little flying in before bed tonight. I haven't flown in a while. I thought it'd be kind of cool to fly from Miami down to Key West. I'd like to make that drive. I've never done it. Well, I don't know about this airport. Miami Executive. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to set the clock to daytime so we can see the scenery as we go. There we go. Should look pretty good. Whoops, I just deleted my departure airport. Let's try that again. Go back to Miami Executive. Shit, I'm going to do it again. Alright, let's see where this is, because I am not familiar with this airport. Looks like a good spot. We can go due south and then cruise down. We'll follow the road down to Key West. Let's see which one's further south here. I like that. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's set some real-time, some live weather. Although I do want it to be daylight. Let's see if I can do this. If I can change the time. No, it's rainy. Let's not do that. Let's change that. Let's go back to clear skies. We're going to set the time for daytime. This thing's awesome. You can change so many settings here. Alright, so here we have it. I'm still not going to follow the flight path that it's given us. Let's change over to the TVM. I love this plane. If I had a spare $4 million laying around and I knew how to fly, this is what I would pick up. Thing's pretty slick. Alright, so we've got it. Miami Executive down to Key West. We're not going to follow the flight path. We're going to fly due south, pick up the coast, and then fly down. We'll follow the islands and the road down to Key West. So let's do it. See where it takes us. I think I said in one of my other videos I've been flying flight simulators since the beginning. Back to the Commodore 64 early days, and I spent a lot of time doing that as a kid. That was good. Man, it's amazing to see where this thing's gone, how much faster, and the technology that we have available today with our computers and our joysticks and everything else that goes along with it. I picked up an i9 processor, actually built a whole new system, and this thing's built for pretty good speed and good gaming abilities. Alright, let's get up in the air. I'm going to take a good look around the cockpit before we go here. Let's see what we got. So the GPS is set up. I can tell by the purple line there. So I know we're set. Take a look at the weather, which should be none because I set this thing up for clear skies, which it is. And we've got our map. I think we're ready to get going. So what we'll do is we'll take off, put the landing gear up. Actually, let me set up the let's just fly. What the heck? I was gonna set up the autopilot, but and then again I couldn't just fly south. I can do it by the heading, but whatever. I'll just go fly around a little bit. I may set up I may give it some altitude and let that fly for us. Let's get this thing off the ground. I'm getting a little sloppy here. So, gear up. See the landing gear going up. And hit F5 to bring back the flaps. Wind's Everything's looking good, and I'm going to turn south. I'm not changing frequencies. I'm going to go kind of where I want to here. Alright, that's kind of a southerly heading there. 191 degrees. Let's trim it out. Try to go for some level flight. I think I will set up the altitude to keep us around 5,000 feet. So let's set this for 5,000. I'm not going to acknowledge because I don't want to. In the real world, I guess I couldn't get away with this, could I? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what I'm clicking. I'm setting up my vertical speed. I have my altitude set. I'm going to set my Jeep onto heading. Let's bring the heading bug over to 180.
November 982, Mike at runway 27 left, ready for takeoff IFR to executive. Generic November 982, Mike cleared for takeoff.
And then I'm going to kick in autopilot once I get that little blue marker over on south.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 left, generic November 982, Mike.
Alright, so I set it for 5,000 feet. I've got it set to fly at 180 degrees. Let's take a look at the map. So we can see what we've got. So this is good. We're going to fly southerly. Then we're going to kick it over and follow the islands on down.
Dare Golf Sierra Alpha, did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah, I heard it. I'm probably going to have to answer this guy. Acknowledge it.
Miami Tower Dare Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha frequency change.
Pushy. Pretend air traffic control. Take care of it. I'm going to bring the altitude down a little bit so we can really... Well, let's take a look outside before we go. Take a look around South Florida. It's a sleek looking airplane, isn't it? Load up the whole family and hit the road. That'd be something. I'm going to bring down the altitude. Let's go to 3,500. Turn on the vertical speed. Let's make it an even 3,000. So we'll get down to 3,000 feet, cruising south, going a couple hundred knots, clipping right along. Crossing 3,900 feet. We're on our way. $34.80. sometimes when I'm on long flights, whoops, I really like the way this GPS works. This thing is slick. You can find your nearest airports. So if I'm going on a long flight, sometimes I'll just set it up and let that go. I'll leave the weather up on the map so I can see what I'm flying into. Okay, in a couple minutes here, we're going to turn kind of west. Let's take a look outside. And we're deep down into the southern part of Florida here, aren't we? Think there are any gators out there? I don't know if they put gators in the game. I want to spend some time flying around Africa, see if I can find some wildlife there. I saw a video. Giraffes, elephants. I wonder if there are hippos out there. It's pretty awesome. That's what I need to turn. Probably about 240. 240 degrees possibly. Let's go ahead and start that turn. Alright, so I've got the indicator right here. You can see it. It's at 183 degrees. Let's turn it to 240. I really wish I knew how to turn off this big giant text here. Adjust selected heading. Oh my gosh. So annoying. Alright, there's my 240. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change my GPS to just show me the airport where we're headed, so we can get a good mileage. I should have written down what Key West is. Is it K something, I imagine? Oh, there it is. Key W. How about that? All right, so let's go to Key West. Man, I like this GPS compared to the one some of the other planes. Well, crap, I should be able to spell key. W. Activate. There we go. Nice. All right, so we're 77 miles away. Cruising at 238 knots ground speed. Let's take it back outside. I think another great way to go to Key West would be to jump on somebody's boat and just take a nice cruise down there. I'm going to turn the GPS to nav now that we're down here. Actually, I think I'm going to go a little further south. I want to get down here where the road is. So let's turn this thing a little bit west. I'm sorry, a little bit south. I'm already headed southwest. I'm going to cruise out here towards the Keys themselves. I should have just left it on southerly, shouldn't I? I should have kept it around 180 degrees. Well, we'll intercept them here. going to bring it down a little bit more. Because why not, right? Bring it down to 2200. Got to click the vertical speed button. And then I adjust my vertical speed. So you can see that here. I'm going down at 800 feet per minute is what I set the autopilot on. So what do I have? How do I have it set up? I have heading turned on, so it's following my little caret here on the compass. I have autopilot and yaw dampening turned on so that I am all set. My altitude set for this box right over here. And then I mess with the vertical speed when I'm going to go up or down after I set my target altitude. Which we're getting pretty close. I can see the islands. Let's go back outside. Pull over to this view a little bit. I'm going to fly right down the road in a minute. Cruising towards Key West. I like to keep the realism fairly real. I always turn off fuel. I don't want to worry about that. But many of the other settings are still turned on. I can overstress it. My altitude and compass will fluctuate. So I have to make sure that the pressure is set correctly. And here we are. Let's set the GPS up again. Direct to Key West. It's already set because I did that earlier. But if you click inside this box, it'll bring up the keypad and you can type in your airport. Keyw. It shows up Key West International. Enter. Direct. Look at that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going back up to the GPS. Let's do this. And instead of having heading, I'm going to choose nav. Now the plane is going to find its way. It's going to follow our GPS line. So we can see over here on the left side of the screen we're off course a little bit. So it's going to fly us back towards that course. And we're going to cruise down the road. This thing go better. There, we'll just adjust the GPS again. It's a lot better than doing a U-turn, isn't it? All right, let's take a look outside. Screenshot of that. Maybe use it as the thumbnail later. Let's find a cool angle to use as the thumbnail. All right, we're cooking now. 235 knots ground speed over here in the bottom left. Leveled out at our 2,200 feet. 51 miles to go. See a little traffic down there. Ah, you can see through the water. And Microsoft, they've done a nice job. Gonna take a look at the airport here and see what I'm gonna have to be ready for. Well, this really is nice. It does take us right to the end, doesn't it? Awesome. See if we can squeeze a few more knots out of it. Another flight I need to do. I mentioned flying over in Africa, looking for some animals, some wildlife. I want to go back down, fly across parts of Brazil and other parts of South America, maybe Panama. It'd be cool to fly the Panama Canal with it. Need to write that down. Jot down Panama Canal. Chicago at night. Another good one. What other places should I go? Put in a comment or chat. Let's check on our route. Still right on the mark. We've got the ground speed over 250 now. I'm going to bring it down a little bit lower. Let's go to 1,500 feet. So I've set it up to descend at 1,000 feet per minute. You can see the vertical speed. I was moving that dial. And down we come. Well, what have we been flying now? About 25, 27, 20 something minutes. Be pretty cool. Anybody know where this is? I know it's somewhere in the Keys, but it doesn't mean a lot to me since I've never been there. Looks like quite a place. Man, just surrounded by all the beautiful water. What do these folks do, man, when a big hurricane rolls in, though? I imagine they don't stick around. See the shadow down in the water, very bottom center. Let's go back in the cockpit and check up on things. "17 nautical miles away." And this thing's fast. I doubt I had my altitude set at 1500. On the outside it says I'm at 1400. Let's see if it still says it. No, it changed. That's bizarre. They didn't match. But now it does. Maybe it crept back up to 15. Maybe I was at 14. Alright, so we're getting there. See right in front of me, KNQX. And we are coming straight down the pipes of another airport. KNQX. I'm going to look that up because I don't know what that is. Boca Chica Field. Oh, Naval Air Station Key West. I knew there was a naval station out here. When I was in the Navy, I used to talk about Key West. I was a West Coast sailor, so I never got to come out here. I was out of San Diego. I was stationed at Miramar. It used to be a naval air station. And I was on the Kitty Hawk and Nimitz. We left out of San Diego. We're going to fly right down the runway, it looks like, at the Naval Air Station. In real life, that would be a bad thing to do. Hopefully, we don't run into something that's moving. 250 knots over the ground. I gotta believe this would be a pretty good place to be stationed. for a better approach. Too bad I'm not landing there. That would have been a nice, easy, straight-on-in landing. Place looks empty. There's no animation here. Let's go back inside, see where we are. We got to be getting close. There's some other air traffic that just came buzzing in front of us, but I think they're far enough ahead. That's not going to be a problem. We are, oh, we're there. Holy crap, I'm still going 9,000 miles per hour. Look out the window. Oh, look at that. There's the airport. I was so mesmerized by everything else. Okay. Let me go back in here. Let me turn off my autopilot. I'll take over flying. Put in some flaps. Slow this big dog down. Let me take a look outside. We're going to have to go up here. We'll do a little U-turn. Go figure. And then we'll come back. Maybe I'll just fly like I'm in a pattern here. So let's turn left out over the water. Throw down the flaps. Let me put my landing gear down. Thanks for the warning. Sorry, I had to switch back inside without warning there. So now we know. Man, it is really close to the naval station, isn't it? I wonder what that's like in real life, flying in and out of here. "800 feet. Flying down the runway. Going so slow that the controls are sloppy and mushy. Take a look. All right. I like to land from inside the airplane because I feel like I'm cheating if I don't. Cam off. The runway's behind me. Bring back the gas. Try to bring it in. I'm approaching stall speed. I see these people online that have these fantastic setups where they have multiple monitors. If they want to look out the side window, they just look over to the left or the right. That's pretty impressive. All right, we're coming in. We're on final. About 500 feet to lose. Oh, overshot just a little bit. That's a shame. All right, time to just look out the window and land this big dog. To Key West. I'm gonna land short. That's embarrassing too. There we go. Well, it was a little rough, a little bouncy. Every landing's a good landing though, right? When you walk away from it. Flaps up. Somebody was just walking around behind me. Awesome. Go back outside and look around. Slow down. I'm going to take this left. Park it off the runway. Bus. Probably don't want to hit that either, do I? All right. That's it. Let's check the logbook. And we'll call it quits. We'll call it a day. That was a lot of fun. So Miami to Key West and the TBM 930. We flew right down the runway at the Naval Air Station. Flew about, 250 knots. Took 31 minutes and 37 seconds. Awesome. All right, well, thanks for watching along. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. What a great game. I'll be back soon with some new stuff.